गुड मॉर्निंग। मुझे लगता है आप कुछ लोग पीछे सो रहे हैं। सो बेसिकली ये वर्कशॉप ही हमें आपको जगाने के लिए ही हो रहा है। आई एम टोल्ड that I can speak in English, so I would take this opportunity to speak in English. Uh, my colleagues on the dais, Dr. Vandana, Mr. Kapoor, Mr. Agnihotri, and all the participants of this very important workshop organized by DSIP. It is in fact, I got only 24 hours notice to come in this workshop. Normally politicians don't like this. But you see, this topic and this topic is so important, and it is so dear to my heart that I could not stop myself, and I am before you now. So first of all, I am very happy that I could make it, and I am getting some time to interact with you. Why I am saying that this workshop is important. I was talking to Mr. Kapoor, trying to know whether it's a regular practice for them to organize such workshops. He said yes, we are planning a series of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that this is a very, very important activity which you are undertaking together, the faculty and the participants. And I hope that you will not stop here. You will take this message, what Mr. Kapoor and Ms. Vandana said, you will take this message and this action much more ahead, much more forward. Why I am saying so is that I have seen with my own, in my own career as an officer in Government of India and also before that in the state. I'll give you two examples. How the writing or the explanations on scientific issues or practices is important. We have seen two global occasions or events where our own practices, Indian practices particularly, I'm not here to advocate research work only. What I'm going to advocate is that what already exists in our mythology, in our society, in our human evolution, that is also equally important. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to say that there is a wheel. Wheel is there. So, but you have to write and tell others that wheel is there. So, on two global issues, I will explain how explanation becomes important, or how writing scientific knowledge becomes important. One is climate change. You must have heard and read for almost a decade, this debate on climate change has been going on. Ultimately, and believe me, ultimately, the whole world has come to believe that Indian lifestyle is most suited for preserving the climate and for preserving the planet Earth. It was our Honorable Prime Minister who took this message to the global community. How does Indian way of life, how does Indian lifestyle help protect the environment, or at least it damages the least? And now the whole world has started believing in that. Take simple examples. We prefer to walk rather than use a motor car if it is possible, if it is doable. We prefer to climb a stair rather than using a lift to go up, because the lift consumes energy. We prefer to stretch our body like this rather than using a what do you call that, treadmill. So these are very, very understandable examples how our society is more ecologically friendly and ecologically preserving than anyone else who can lecture us as to what is climate change and what these countries should not do and what those countries should not do. But the unfortunate part was that we were not good in writing. We were not good in writing, we were not good in advocating that our lifestyle is the best, it is better than the Western lifestyle. So you can understand how important, and particularly in this age where what is believed is what is written. So this is one example where what you are going to debate and do is very important. The second is COVID pandemic. COVID pandemic is a lesson for the entire humanity, what to do and what not to do. But there again, you must be noticing that now Indian food, Indian herbs, Indian medicines, they are now supposed to be scientifically more suited for human health and human body and to protect and preserve your immunity than anything else in the world. But we have not been able to write it well. We have not been able to advocate to the world community, to the global community that here exists the most important and the most valuable agri product, or the not only agri product, even the practices which we were following, but perhaps we could not establish their scientific value. And so domestically we could not create scientific temper about them, and internationally we could not sell them as a marketable thought or a process or a product. For example, basically what COVID teaches us, what COVID teaches us and what doctors teach us to withstand COVID is basically cleanliness, basic hygiene, basic cleanliness. And I remember my own uncle, I have seen my own uncle who, while eating food, he used to take out even his bare cloths also. Only the lower part used to be covered and the rest of the body used to be open. And that also used to be our culture, that while eating you should not have anything which can bring any outside element into your food or into your eating process. This is what we are doing by our way of doing, greeting somebody. What was this? Rather than COVID has said, you don't do this, you do this. This is enough, and this is our old practice. But we somehow, under perhaps influence of West also, influence of the colonial rule, influence of the Western media, we perhaps started believing that what is old is not good for us. What is new and what is Western is perhaps good for us. And that is where the issue of writing, the issue of advocating in the society and publishing comes into play. We as a society, believe me, I am saying with full responsibility, I can debate for hours and hours on this. We as a society have been very scientific right from the beginning. Indian society has been very scientific. I don't know the English equivalent of a word and a product called sirka. Sirka आप लोग जानते होंगे? Vinegar. Yes, you are right. Vinegar. You know how long it can be kept and preserved and used. It can be kept, preserved and used for a few years. It can, and older the vinegar, the higher its nutritional value. Similar is pickles. The ladies in this country and in this civilization knew how to protect pickles. I don't know since when, and those pickles can last for 2 years, 1 year, 3 years. No preservatives are used in them. Who can be more scientific than this? Our houses used to be, what is Vastu? Vastu is basically believing and basing your house and your living on the principles of nature. Sun rises in the east, light comes from there, so you design your house in a way that your house gets light. This is what what is basic principle of Vastu. So our society, believe me, our society has been very scientific right from the beginning. But unfortunately, we were shown in the world as snake charmers, as traditional people, as Andhviswasi and whatnot. And it is our job now, and that is why I am here. It is our job now to correct these things, that no, we are a scientific society, we have scientific temper, and what exists in our society has a lot of scientific value than any other scientist or any other science practitioner in the world can teach us. So this is on the society's level. Now let us come to our scientists. You know, centuries back, Aryabhatta, he discovered zero. Varaha-Mihir and many other scientists, they gave principles which have not been negated even by the Western scientific community. Whether it is trigonometry, whether it is gravity, or whatever you call it, it is there in our science. It is there in our society and in the tradition of our gurus. So to feel very shy about our scientific legacy is not a good thing, and perhaps through this workshop we all would basically correct and take a lead in correcting that. You know, in Delhi, I was in Delhi and I had an opportunity to visit Qutub Minar. There is an iron pillar, you must all be knowing there, and that iron pillar is 1600 years old. In Delhi's pollution, in Delhi's heat, in Delhi's winter, in Delhi's monsoon, it has not rusted so far. I'm not going which king established it and all that, but the fact that it is 16 years old and it stands even today without any symptom of rusting is telling a story as to how our metallurgy, how metal science used to be advanced even at that time. So our job, your job particularly, and perhaps my job also in political leadership, is to show right path to the new age people, particularly the modern generation, the new generation, because somehow, unfortunately, we started believing that what comes from the western side is good and what comes from our own soil is not so much authentic or not so much believable. You see, a society is as strong as the belief in its own tradition, in its own past. Our Prime Minister is very fond of saying one thing. He says, I'll explain this in Hindi. He says that the force of an archer, धनुष को हम जितना प्रत्यंचा उसकी खींचते हैं, उतना ही आपका बाण फोर्स के साथ जाता है. So to understand how powerful, how forceful as a society we are, as a generation we are, you have to go back perhaps and learn from our forefathers, from our systems which have been created years and years back, decades back, and centuries back. Research, of course, is very important. It should continue. It should be taken up with full force, with full this thing. But what already, see, actually science, to my mind, is something, the difference between science and art, I would say, is very, very simple, to my mind. What already exists in nature is science. There are no bigger scientists than the Purus and Prakriti themselves and the unity of them. What you as scientists are doing is only discovering those principles, discovering those clues. You are taking a clue from the nature. You are not making it. You are not creating it. You are only discovering. So always with science, the word used is discovery, scientific discovery, scientific invention. You are only, in fact, we are only inventing what is already there. So discovery and creativity is there. At the end, I would like to say that we have been very good in practicing, but we have not been very good in publishing. We have been very good in pursuing, but we have not been very good in protecting our own discoveries, our own products. We have been very good even in producing, but we have been very poor in patenting. You know, today the word is of patents, and what gets patented also comes from the writings on the wall, writings in the journals. You lead something to get patented. Otherwise, people will ask, okay, you might have done it in your house, but where is the acceptance in the society? So friends, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, what you are going to do today is very important, and we should take it up in full force. In India, we have to create scientific temper among the ordinary person, among the ordinary man. We have to give scientific notions, scientific. In fact, there was last 1 decade, I have been watching that people prefer to be engineers rather than doing BSc or MSc. That is where the difference between science and the modern jobs and all that comes. So it is very important to make this entire pursuance very, very important and very valuable to the society. I hope that you will be showing light to the society, to the new generation particularly, and particularly to make them believe that there is a lot of scientific value in what our society has given to us, what our tradition has given to us, rather than simply discard what. There are obviously scopes, and there are already obviously opportunities for improving anything. Whether you go and break a coconut in the temple, from there to process the flowers which are offered to a deity, all these can be scientifically improved. You can process this flower which has been offered to a deity and make some incense stick, or you can make a scent, you can make it or scent, whatever you want to do. But to say that offering flower is not scientific is not good, and we should not believe in that. There is a lot of science in this. What you offer comes back to you. That is the science. That is what E is equal to MC square is. So I wish you all very best, and I believe that you will be showing a lot of good light to the society, and particularly to the new generation out of this workshop. And I also believe that a series of such workshops would be organized in leadership of these two institutions and other institutions as well. I thank you for calling me, for inviting me and listening me. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Do you think that these kind of workshops which Vigyan Prasar is doing will create an effect in the society in promoting scientific temper?
Obviously, it will attract the young generation to study science per se, and also to take the message of scientific temper across the society. And as I said, India's soft power lies in our scientific beliefs also, more than anything else. Or even our traditions and beliefs are woven into many scientific principles, but we don't either accept them, or we don't advocate them and take it outside. So perhaps this is a good opportunity to work on India's soft power as well. Thank you very much.